What is up, Broncos country, Mile High Monster? Mike Carmelini, along with you. Welcome back to the show. What is up with the national narrative on Bo Nix? And no love for Bo is the title. Packers are favored at Mile High Stadium. This is all because I got a message from Gary. Great dude, Packers fan. His AFC team is the Broncos, so we'll cut him some slack. But it brought me out here to the studio tonight. I wanted to talk to you. Give me 10 minutes of your time. Welcome to my regular viewers, and welcome to you new viewers. If you're new, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the Monster Show. Gary says, "Hey, Mike, how's it going? Just watched a replay of your Mile High Monster podcast with David. Shout out to David Talks Broncos. Go find David on YouTube. He's amazing. He is my guy, and we love talking Broncos with you guys." Gary watched the show, and he goes on to say, "Enjoyed listening to the podcast, the topics. As a Packers fan, I had to hear what you guys said about Sunday's game between the Packers and the Broncos. Of course, that's what he'd be interested in. He's got a couple questions. He wants to know about home field advantage for the Denver Broncos. He wants to know, wouldn't you say it's 3 points? Because he's surprised that Vegas has the Packers favored by 6.5 points on the road at Denver. Broncos very good at home. Really doesn't make sense to him. Very long, great message. I won't read it all to you. You get the gist. He's as confused as I am. He will say towards the end, he says the NFL season's getting fun. Your Broncos are going to win the AFC West this year. My Packers will hopefully make the playoffs. Trust me, Gary, your Packers are making the playoffs. That is not a question. You guys have a great team. And the Kansas City Chiefs won't be in the playoffs this year with 4 exclamation points. So he's already endeared himself to Broncos country and to the Mile High Monsters for sure, just with that statement. Gary, first of all, let's fact check one thing. The Green Bay Packers are favored by 2.5. Last I checked here. And it's the latest that I've seen. So if you've seen 6.5, I don't know where that was, but those people are even crazier than these Vegas people. And 2.5 points we can talk about. So the first part of your question, you are correct. Home field advantage for the Broncos normally would be if Vegas feels that it's an even contest, it's a toss-up game, they will give 3 points to the home team. So if that's what you're saying, maybe that's makes it 5.5 points because the Green Bay's favored by 3.5. That would be a total of 5.5 points. Here's the deal. The national media, when they come out and they make statements like the Broncos are crazy for taking Bo Nix at 12th. He's the 15th worst quarterback of the draft. Sean Payton and Bo Nix are going to be like oil and water. It's never going to work. Bo Nix doesn't have the arm strength. You guys remember all the arm strength talk about Bo Nix, how he couldn't throw the ball with any zip on it? So all these national pundits come out. They make all these ridiculous statements. And here we are in Bo Nix's second season, and he's slinging it all over the field. His stats are what you would expect from a young, growing, very good quarterback in the NFL. First of all, he's one of the winningest second-year quarterbacks of all time, passing Dan Marino with his last win in his first 2 years. He's a winner. He, let's just get into a few looks at this. In fact, let's bring up the Green Bay and Packers game. This is the afternoon game in Denver. Green Bay's at 9-3 at the top of the NFC North. Gary, well done. You watch out for those Bears. Tough game against them. And I think, do you have them again? Ooh, I'm not sure. We'll have to look at that. But it looks like you've got let's just look at the NFC. I don't spend a lot of time over here. So your playoff picture in the NFC right now Rams, of course, have the West. Packers have the North, and they've got Denver next, as we talked about, and they have a 98% probability of getting into the playoffs. So even if they lose, they'll be 88%. So I think their path is pretty good. You've got the Eagles, who just gave the Chargers a game. Thanks for nothing, Eagles. Bucks are struggling. Seahawks are hot. Watch out for the Seahawks. 49ers, I'm not stole on. And then your Bears are holding on to the 7th seed with the Lions right behind them. I think the Lions are going to squeak in there somehow. And then for any Packers people that might be watching, all the Broncos guys know this. Certainly all the Mile High Monsters know this. The Broncos have the number 1 seed in the AFC as we sit here right now, with a 99% chance of getting in the playoffs, whether they win or lose. So Patriots have an easier road to get to the 1st seed in the AFC, and that battle for the Broncos starts this Sunday against your Packers, Gary. So thank you for your message. First of all, it's wonderful. You're an awesome dude with an awesome son, and that's a whole nother story. Here we go. Let's just look kind of an overview. This is from NFL.com. So this is kind of cheating. I spent about 3 minutes getting ready for this stream, and I just wanted to get this out here and respond to this. Like I said, 10 minutes of your time, and we'll get through it. But points per game, it's like 1 point per game on offense. 24.8 for the Pack, 23.7 for the Broncos, who, by the way, I think have won 11 straight at home. So I don't know that anybody's taking that into account. The Packers don't generally do very well in Mile High. It's a tough place for them to play. And the Broncos don't particularly play well in Green Bay. So luckily for the Broncos, this one is at home. Yards per game, Broncos have 2 more yards per game than Green Bay. Broncos are 10th, 13th for the Pack. So top 10 offense for the Broncos. We said it was going to happen, guys, and here it is. Time of possession within 40 seconds of each other. These teams are so close to being equals that it's a little bit crazy for me that I think it's a Bo Nix thing, and he's just not. Nobody wants to admit they were wrong in the National Football media spotlight, when it would be better to just go, wow, this kid really surprised me. Bo Nix is playing really well, because he is. He's outplaying their golden child, Patrick Mahomes, this year. But the comparison goes on. Sacks, here's where some differences come in. The Broncos have 55 sacks, by far the first in the league. And the Packs, no slouch with 33. They're 11th. Total defensive interceptions, tied with 7. Turnover differential is where Green Bay shines a little bit. They're +4 on the year. Broncos are -3. Now, I think some of that came earlier in the season. The last few games, they've really tightened up. Bo's been playing his best football of the year. He does this all the time. He just gets better all the time, guys. So I think we're going to see a fight. I think this is going to be a great game. I would not want to bet money on this if I were anybody, because I think we're going to learn a lot about both of these teams tomorrow. This is one of those where you just want to sit back and watch it, but I think it's going to be a great game against 2 great teams. Jordan Love has 3,028 yards passing. Bo Nix, 2,954, so 70 yards difference there. Jacobs got a knee problem. Hasn't practiced in a couple days, but he is a Broncos killer back from his Raiders days. I don't think he's done much with the Packers against Denver. If I remember right, we were able to squeak out a win the last time we played them. I think we picked off the ball, maybe on their last kind of gasp effort to, it was 1917. Not the year 1917, you bunch of smart asses. It was Broncos 19, Packers 17. This was in October of 2023. And I remember, was it Jaquan uh, or was it the safety that played last year a lot? And I can't think of his name. Anyways, I'm babbling. Uh, they've got some weapons, though. We can look at some stats, but I'm not sure that Josh Jacobs will be the difference in this game. Of course, our leading running back, J.K. Dobbins, is out too. So that's kind of a wash still. Now, if we get a little deeper into the stats, and we won't go too far, um, Josh Jacobs is averaging just under 4 yards a carry. So I don't know how old he is, but he's probably tailing off a little bit. Still a great year. He's got 12 touchdowns, which means he's a red zone problem because his longest run is 29. So probably most of those touchdowns are going to be red zone touchdowns. Um, Only 2 fumbles. Still a great player. We'll see what happens with his health. I expect him to play. I think they're resting him. And then we're going to have to talk about Pat Bryant too, because now we have a problem on our side of the field too. As far as their wide receiver group, it's kind of looks familiar too to the Broncos. You know, these are actually quite similar teams at the end of the day. They all right, a little secret. It's not a secret. You guys have watched me. You guys know I'm a NFC team is the Packers, and they have been ever since we beat them in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 32. I remember after this game, this is a little old guy story. After the Broncos won, they interviewed Mike Holmgren. I hope I get this right. Like I said, I didn't prep for the show, but I believe it was Coach Mike Holmgren, and it was right after the game. So you know he just lost the Super Bowl. He's sore emotionally. He had a great team. They won the Super Bowl the year before, and this was a very close game. It's a one-score game. Brett Favre's marching down the field. We've got 2 of our defensive backs just hit each other in the, head on. And I believe it was Steve Atwater, and I don't know if it was Braxton or our other starting cornerback, but they're out. It's 4th down. Here comes Brett Favre. He's clutch. He's marching them down the field, and you just couldn't believe it that he didn't make the play because he always made the play. So they knock the ball down. Denver wins their first Super Bowl, changes the city, changes the franchise forever. John Elway, this one's for John. You know the whole story. On the flip side of that, there's Coach Holmgren. He's at the door of the locker room. The broadcast, they catch him and they're like, "Hey, Coach, tough loss. How does it feel?" And he said something to the effect of, I hate to lose a game like a Super Bowl, to have a chance to win a Super Bowl and lose it. He said, but if you're going to lose a Super Bowl, to lose it to John Elway and watch him, get that kind of was special. And it just stuck with me all these years. What a great guy that guy must have been. I'm getting choked up just talking about it. So kudos to that. That was a great time. So this is kind of it's kind of fun for all of us, Packers fans and Broncos fans alike. I wish David were here tonight. He would have just some of the greatest takes on this stuff, because he wasn't really around for that. And so he just has like this, he looks at it from the kids' eyes and all that. And I'm like the old Obi-Wan Kenobi guy, like saying back in our day we did it like this. But it was a special time, and this weekend is a special game for me for that reason. I've been a Green Bay fan ever since. They're my NFC team, so I'm going to enjoy this. I want to win, don't get me wrong. I want to beat them. But if we're going to lose a game, I'll do Holmgren. I'll say, all right, it can be the Packers, but it can't be anybody else for the rest of the season, because we need to win. Well, I think the Patriots are going to go 13-4. I think we're going to go 13-4. And if we do, we take the AFC. But yeah, very similar on the wide receiver group for them. Nobody really stands out. Dobbs, Kraft, they could cause a little trouble out there, but yeah, 500 yards, 450 yards. So loves spreading the ball around. He doesn't really have a go-to like a go-to weapon that we really need to worry about. Pat Surtain's going to shut down whoever he needs to, and yeah, we're going to see Moss get tested again as we always do. And for the Broncos, uh, again, Bo Nix, 63% passing. He's got 19 TDs. I don't even know how many rushing TDs he's got right now. He's probably got 4 or 5. Yeah, he's got 4. So he's our MVP, guys. He's our future. We're not crowning him franchise quarterback yet, right? But we are watching him. And guys, I see the comments are going. I'm sorry, I'm by myself, so uh, give me a break here. I'll get to you. I'm glad there's not too many because these solo shows are a little different. Now, so Bo Nix, Love are comparable. I think actually Love is a little better protecting the ball. He's got 4 interceptions and 22 touchdowns. What a great year from Jordan Love. And I do really like to see that. Just don't want to see it Sunday, right, guys? Bo Nix, though, in his second year, fantastic. Just fantastic. Doing nothing but getting better. Okay, RJ Harvey, he's up to 3.89, so he's right there with Josh Jacobs in the running game. Pretty equal there. As overall as a team, I think the Packers are probably a little bit better rushing the ball than the Broncos, but we're gonna get Adam Prentice involved in this game a little bit. We're going to probably, gosh, are we gonna see McCormick come up and play? We just signed him. That's going to be really interesting. We'll learn all that stuff tomorrow on Friday. Is when we'll get a lot of that news. Now, on the receiving, Court's still number one guy. He's got 773 yards on pace for another 1,000-yard season. Troy Franklin kind of going in the wrong direction, but he's still our second leading receiver. He's got 4 less catches than Cortland, but he's got 230 yards less in yards, and which is odd, right? You would think with about the same number of receptions that Troy Franklin would have more yards because he's the speeder over the top guy. It's basically because he gets a lot of those screens that don't work. So a lot of those receptions were just not set up that well. And if you want to be surprised, your third leading receiver on the team, anybody got a guess? It's Evan Ingram, who for a while there was not even involved in the show. He was just on the team and wasn't being targeted. We're starting to see him and actually Troutman getting some actions. The tight ends are getting involved. The reason I'm bringing that up, guys, is because Pat Bryant. Here's our problem. Now, I've said it every show. I'm going to say it again because it's good luck. Pat Bryant has the best hands on the Denver Broncos. He is a rising star. He will be the number 2 wide receiver when he's healthy. And I would not be surprised if he doesn't take over the number 1 slot next year on this team. He's a special player, a 3rd round pick who's going to end up being a special player for the Broncos. And one thing else to remember is our guy, RJ Harvey, kind of established himself last week. He went up against a Raiders team who is not good, but they stacked the box just to stop the run and force Bo Nix to beat him. They don't respect Bo Nix either. Bo Nix had a fantastic game, but RJ Harvey went up against 13, had 13 runs against a stacked box. So a stacked box is where they have 8 or more defenders at the line of scrimmage to stop any chance of a run. And all RJ did on those 13 was have what they call successful runs. 13 versus the 10 that he got. So he got 10 of 13 were successful. The last time any running back did that was Derrick Henry in 2022. That's not a very common thing. He dominated that line. He pushed his 5 foot, 205 pounds of muscle right through them, fell forward, pushed the pile. He was phenomenal. And he only had 17 carries. So he had 17 carries and 75 yards. If you do Terrell Davis math on that, 25 carries, he would have had probably 120 Well, mathematically, it probably had 110, but he's going to break one because he's got breakaway speed that TD could only dream of. Like he probably would have broken off a 30 or 40 yarder. No telling what he would have done. I think this game's going to be like that too. I think Green Bay's going to try and shut down the run and make Bo beat them. And that's where the game is going to be won and lost. Can the Green Bay Packers offensive line handle our pass rush? That's number one. So Benito, Cooper, Zach, DJ looks like he's coming back on the line. So it's going to be a big test for Green Bay. It's going to be a big test for the Broncos. And Gary, Packers fan, thank you for this message. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Dennis, Bo knows football. Vele would look good in this offense. You know what? I think Vele is almost kind of a comp for Pat Bryant. Like they're kind of similar, right? And I really liked Vele. I don't think the Broncos wanted. In fact, I know the Broncos did not want to get, to send Vele packing, but it's like having a car that you really love. I love my car. I've had it for 3 years. I never keep cars that long, but I've had this car that I have for 3 years. I've put 50,000 miles on it, and I'll probably just keep it. I just love it. But honestly, if somebody walked up and offered me 50 grand for it, well, you got to take it. And you should buy another car. And that's what happened with Vele. I mean, the Saints, right? He went to the Saints. They just offered him the Broncos a ridiculous package for him, Dennis. And so, yeah, they had to do it. But I think, even though I said it's a good comp, I think Pat Bryant's superior, and I think that's going to play out. Now, he's got a hamstring injury. He hasn't practiced. I did do a tweet, which is called my Carmelini reverse jinx. So whenever I say something that you can absolutely bet on, it goes the other direction. So please never take betting advice from me. So what I tweeted was, there's no way that Pat Bryant is playing this Sunday. 0 chance, book it. Okay, so that's the reverse jinx. So since I said it, he's going to play and he's going to dominate that game. We hope. I should share the screen with you. Now, bear with me. There is a chance, by the way, that we will see Elijah Moore. So who is going to play for Pat Bryant? I got to get the right screen on here. What screen am I sharing with you here? Probably my own, right? So that's the other. Yeah, that's the betting screen. That's not the one I want, guys. Bear with me. Like I said, I'm by myself. But when we got Elijah Moore, I was probably more excited than most. I really like him. And if he can pick up the offense fast enough, he could be a player for this team, like really impactful. So this is, can I get it on here? What do I got to do? Get it on here? Hey, we got her. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. Okay, so this is March 21st. Here's the original tweet. This was when everybody in Broncos country was saying we should go get Brandon Cooks. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we get crazy in the offseason. This is the player we want. This is the guy that could make the difference. And Brandon Cooks was the guy that everybody was talking about. And I'm like, hear me out. So you can see Brandon Cooks, he's 31 years old, 5'10", 189. He ran a 4.33 combine or 40. Elijah Moore is 7 years younger, 5'10", 180, and ran a 4.3. Like, look at his highlights. Look at his play. Elijah Moore is a baller. I don't know if he's going to get to play, but if Pat Bryant doesn't, I don't know what else they're going to do there. I mean, it's going to be maybe more Mims. Maybe it's going to be they're going to give Franklin more again and see. But I'd almost be more excited if we had those guys and brought Elijah Moore in. So I was definitely happy with this signing, and some other people were as well. They got back to me on that. So let's let's all take a deep breath. It's only Thursday. We're going to get the full uh, injury report. Will come out, guys, and then we can start worrying about who's going to play. I saw that they let our 40-year-old tight end go, so something's going to happen. There's a slot open there somewhere. We'll see what they do with it. Nate Atkins might be playing, and as Dennis pointed out, Ben Powers might be coming back. That one doesn't worry me. I want him healthy. We're going to the playoffs. I might, if he's borderline, I wouldn't even mess with him. We're getting by without him. We do have to watch out for a certain linebacker on the Packers. He is the one who could take over the game. Let's hope that Sean has a plan to handle number one over on the other side of the field. So Micah Parsons, don't take over this game, please. Other than that, I think it's a very even match, guys. I don't see 5.5, much less a 6.5 point benefit there, Gary, but appreciate it. Appreciate the other response I got. This is great. And for those of you that are over watching it, I'm going to read something to you. If you don't want to stick around for this, go Broncos. You know the deal. But he loves the energy and passion that you and David have for the Broncos. The topics that we do on the show, man, guys, go check out David Talks Broncos. If you don't follow him, you probably do because he's got twice as many subs as I do. But I'm like three away from a milestone. If you guys want to be part of my 1,500 milestone, smash the like, smash a comment down there below. I'm starting to learn about this YouTube algorithm stuff. It's really weird. Like if everybody watches it and doesn't hit like, they think, oh, people hate watch it, or they just don't like it, and then they don't put it out as much. So that kind of stuff is just really, really important. And so from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all that. And I guess Broncos, do they need to win this game? No. Should they win this game? I don't know. Will they? Yeah. Gary, Broncos are going to win. It's just the way it goes. Go Broncos.